So we've just finished the first day of the Bronze Challenge. The Bronze Challenge is us climbing all the way from Bronze 5, all the way through Silver and Gold, and demonstrating ways that you can carry solo queue as a support player. A lot of people are convinced that supports really can't carry or that they're too team reliant, and so the point of this is to show you ways that you can actually be useful and carry games. So first of all, what are supports good for? Currently, the meta revolves around supports having a huge early game impact. Usually that involves champions that have a strong level 2 or 3 engage, such as champions like Thresh, Morgana, Nami, or even Karma because of her not being ult-reliant. These champions also then have strong utility scaling for the mid to late game, being able to both provide protection for their team, engage fights for their teams, as well as deal some significant amounts of damage. There are definitely other more team-reliant supports that are still very, very powerful, such as Leona or Braum, but those champions are generally going to be a little bit more reliant on their team setting up plays for them, or their team following up plays that they're engaging. Now, as a result of the high focus on pre-6 laning phase, pushing and hitting level 2 first is really a necessity of bot lane right now. Whoever hits level 2 first and successfully pushes that early engage by using the second skill, by using the extra combat stats, as well as the health you gain from leveling up, generally decides who wins the laning phase outside of jungle ganks or significant mistakes or outplay potential. Now, laning phase is very easy to decide by support player because of their phenomenal early damage, utility, and crowd control. That allows them to hard engage, set up kills for themselves or their team, and once they have that advantage, they still need to remain useful. You are not the babysitter for your AD carry, you're not a ward bot, you're not a CC bot. That's not what a support is. Yes, they do many of those things and they do them well, but that's not the extent of your usefulness. Once you have an advantage from early kills, CS advantage, experience advantage, from your early fights, you then need to scale up and remain useful, usually by roaming around the map, ganking other lanes, securing global objectives such as dragon or enemy buffs, creating useful map controls with sweeping lens and sightstone wards, as well as often calling the plays for their team. Now, that's not to say that you're always going to be the leader of the team, but it's usually you have more time to look at the map, you have more knowledge of what's happening in the game, and therefore can make more informed decisions and help your team out. Now, what are supports? And I know that's a weird question to be asking, but every single day I get asked about random champions. What about Shen support? What about a Mumu support? What about... I can't even remember. There was a whole bunch of them that I get asked about. And every time my response is, that's not a support. That's not a support. Okay, well, what is a support? And my rule of thumb is that a support champion, not necessarily saying support role, but a support champion is someone who can operate and remain useful with 0 gold, 0 items. That doesn't mean these champions don't want gold. For example, Karma and Morgana scale phenomenally with extra gold. Having a Sightstone, having a Magic Pen, having cooldown reduction, those are very, very useful on those champions. But those champions generally still have a purpose on a team and can still fulfill their main goals without any items, even if they lose lane. Kill lanes, on the other hand, are champions that they might offer utility, they might offer a lot of utility even, such as, let's for example say a Mumu, or Pantheon, or Nautilus, or Shen. Any of those champions, yes, they can work as a support, but they're a kill lane because they rely so heavily on gold. Lux is another great example, as is LeBlanc, Lee Sin. Any character like that has to win lane to remain useful, I would consider to be a kill lane. Now, there's nothing wrong with running a kill lane, but you should not be calling yourself a support at that point. You need to know that you have the utility, the CC, the shields, whatever it is that your team needs. You need to make sure that your team comp covers the weaknesses that you're going to be causing. You can definitely play towards those strengths, and you're welcome to play those champions, but I do like to make that distinction, and I wanted to explain why they're different. Support champions are just more reliable. They can lose lane and still win the game very easily because of not needing items. Now, in terms of a progress report, we are just finishing the first day of our not our ranked workshops, that's a different event, of our Bronze Challenge. Today I did 13 games, I won 12 of them, and I lost 1. So that puts us at a 92% win rate climbing out of Bronze. That took us from Bronze 5 at 30 LP up to our promotion series in Bronze 4. So tomorrow I'll be able to finish up those and get into Bronze 3, or possibly skip to Bronze 2, but probably not just yet. So far I've demonstrated that supports definitely can carry. I played a wide variety of supports today, including Thresh, Gragas, Alistar, Annie, Lux, Janna. I think I might have used another support or two, but we had a good variety. It wasn't just playing the OP picks. So definitely demonstrating that supports can carry. Hopefully these win rates will continue on in this similar trend. I would expect to maintain an 80+% win rate in this ELO, but there are always games that aren't necessarily winnable, or games that are not necessarily losable without purposely trolling or feeding. So yeah, having a 92% win rate, I'm very happy with that, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. I am going to be continuing on this challenge all the way through Bronze, Silver, Gold, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. I'm streaming it over on twitch.tv/pro4never. We are also expanding our ranked workshops. If you want feedback specific to your own gameplay, we're hosting those every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So that way we can get more people in. It'll be a little bit better for people who might be in other time zones, have some issues. That being said, those workshops are hosted on the North American servers. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this little explanation of why supports are useful. What is a support? If you guys have ideas for other videos or information you'd like to know about supporting, I would love to continue doing some videos throughout the week. So we'll leave it at that, and I will see you guys tomorrow.